on my own at the minute, the allotment. It's a bit chilly today, so I've got so many layers on to keep me warm, and because I've got probably a mucky job, I've got the waterproof on as well. Anyway, as you can see over here, folks, I've put my posts in where I want them. I'm going to knock those in with a thumper in a minute, and then Ray up here, our chairman's kind of gave me all these slabs. Once I get the post knocked in and get the wire going round, these slabs are then going to be buried up to the wire to help as a barrier against loss of soil for when I build this up, and also to some extent to the flooding. So let's crack on, folks. In case you're wondering, 15 kilo, folks, 30 something pounds. Bit skew with, folks, but that's one of the issues when you're doing it yourself with one of these thumpers. You can't always get things level. So that's part one done, folks. Now I'm going to take my time. I'm going to thread the wire through around, and I'll come and film again in a bit. Okay, folks, I've pulled all the wire all the way down here off. You can see one of the posts had rotted anyway. And what I'm going to do now, I've dug a few inches into the turf down there, and that's where the wire will get buried. It's probably not going to be particularly horizontal, the fence. It's probably going to be a bit up and down, but it's very hard to do it on your own. I'm going to do my best. What my plan is, I've done that little bit at the bottom. I'm now going to staple it into place, and then what I've got to do is dig out some soil along these posts here where the wire will go into. Now, what I should state is that because the way I grow everything and its fruit and all that sort, even if the rabbits got into my plot, it probably wouldn't cause too much issue. Because I've got areas within my plot which are wide up as well. But I'm going to try and bury it a little. But the main reason for this fencing is when I bring my doggy up, that I know I can have the dog loose in there as long as Graham's not down there. And well, I was going to say I didn't need to really watch her, but yeah, I probably do, because now she's developed the digging hole. Oh yeah, didn't tell you, did I? In our garden we've got a patio, and then we've got a fence. The fence fences off the patio from the garden, and also there's a fence at the bottom of our pebbled area, fences it off from the bottom part of the garden. And this is so, you know, a dog wouldn't dig and that and get mucked up. Anyway, the other evening, not last night, night before, I opened her up because she could go and have a wee. She rarely ever will have a poo in the garden, but she will have a wee. And I forgot about her when I was doing the tea. Now, Lady, my dog, she's one of these. She keeps looking over her shoulder to see whether you're watching her. Well, obviously, she cottoned on that I wasn't, and she got into the raised bed where my spring flowers were. One of the new. Well, I introduced the bed last summer and had all my dahlias in it, but I planted it out with various plants, polyanthus, and had lots of daffodils in there. Well, what does she go and do? She goes and digs in there and digs. Probably the ones around the edge are okay, but the ones in the middle, I lost a lot of them. So anyway, that's another project I've got to get going on now. Anyway, I thought this is the first thing I want to do. I want to try and get this done this afternoon if I can. So what I'm going to do now is crack on, and I'm either going to leave it as raw footage, so it'll be quite lengthy because I'll probably be up here a couple of hours, or I may just put it on fast forward. We'll see. We'll see how things go. Okay. And yes, I know the posts aren't long enough, folks. I could have swore the last time I ordered posts, I'd ordered in, oh, what would it be, 5.5 feet. But either they sent me the wrong size post this time, or maybe I had 6-foot posts last time. But anyway, it will do. What I can do, I can get this temporarily up, I can get it all secured and that, and I can always knock another couple of posts in at a later time and have some, and then thread some wire from one end to the other. I mustn't forget that I've got to get these slabs in all the way along to the right of my fence here as a barrier. So I think what I need to really do now is dig out the bit all the way along the side, put the wire in, staple it into so it's in the right height, and then get it all stapled in best I can, and then put the slabs in, and then I can bury it. When you've got, you've probably noticed, folks, from the tours up of our allotment, everyone tends to have fences, and that's because of the rabbits. We have got a fence what was put in later around the edge of the whole of the allotments, but it's rabbits are already in, so there they are, folks. Got to take precautions, and I think it looks better when you've got it fenced in. It makes it feel more like it's your own, even though you're only renting it. But yeah, so I've got to crack on. Poor folks, nearly went in the pond. I think we're in for a snow shower, folks. Right, well, I knew it was going to be short because obviously I've gone around the end bit. Here comes the rain. Is it rain, snow? I don't know. I'm going to have to cut it down at that post and then I'm going to have to join it up with a fresh piece. Just got to be careful with the rain, folks, because sometimes I get carried away, don't notice it. With a camcorder, it's not going to do it any good if it gets wet. Right. You have to shout out to me if you hear it raining. I'm not going to bore you with this. This could take quite some time. We'll come back in a bit. Okay folks, what I decided to do is place some of the slabs against the fence. So all I've done is literally just took a few inches of soil out and just placed it in, and it's leaning against the fence. It doesn't matter too much about that end. When it comes to this end, then I really need to dig it in a bit better, because this is where it's going to flood. So I need to, they need to be more square and more, you know, more upright. And at the back of the shed there, it doesn't matter so much. Don't think I'm going to get this all done this afternoon, to be honest. I think I'll have to come back to it. I think what I will have to do is get the fence in, because we don't want, you know, I say I don't mind too much about rabbits, but ideally I don't want them in. So I need to get this bit fenced in temporarily before I go. In case you've not watched my earlier videos, folks, oh, just give me a second, I'm out of breath, feeling a bit funny again. Plot and a half above mine here, there's a spring. I've only seen it come out for a short time, about 4 years ago. Well, it was actually out, it was flowing for about a week or two. Basically, it only happens when the water level is so high. And it happened again last week. And what happened is, since that last occasion, we'd done a little channel and we'd started to build a pond here, and but that got stopped because the parish council said, "Oh no, you can't have a pond because health and safety." So it got left. Anyway, basically it flowed down here and it filled up and then it overflowed. It came round the back here and it went down my path here. So what the plan is, what I'm trying to do is, I've reclaimed my path, what was here. This was flooded in an earlier video, but it is actually my allotment. But I left it there because when I started I thought, oh, it'd be great to have neighbours and that coming down and having a chat. Since realised that on this side that doesn't happen. People I talk to basically at the top of the plot. That's where, and some down the end. So anyway, I'm short of space. I need to reclaim some space. This is adding between 3 and 4 feet here, and the same with on this side. So basically, what I'm doing is I'm moving the fence so I can get this area back to being mine. I need to bury some of these slabs in to act as a bit of a barrier, two ways. It will stop to some extent some of the water coming through, but mainly it will stop the water from washing away, because if it floods down this end, which hopefully it won't, because I'm going to be building this right up, and it's also going to be, I'm going to have raised beds down here, so